Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is a preview for Manchester United's final group stage game in the Champions League at Old Trafford against CSKA Moscow. It comes in the week where we've just beaten Arsenal. I'm going to say that again. We've just beaten Arsenal and we've got Manchester City at home coming up in a crucial Premier League game. With top spot all but sewn up, it will take a miracle for the other sides to get us off top spot. With top spot all but sewn up, what kind of side will Jose Mourinho pick for Manchester United? That is the big question, because he's going to rest a few players. He's already mentioned Sergio Romero will start in his press conference today, and he said Paul Pogba will start as well. We haven't appealed Paul Pogba's suspension from the red card that he picked up against Arsenal. That means he'll play against CSKA Moscow, because we know he can't play against Manchester City. Nemanja Matic will be afforded a rest. Jose Mourinho says he's injured. I don't think he's injured, but I think he does deserve a rest. And he says a few other players will be rested as well. So the team news is going to be very, very interesting tomorrow night against CSKA Moscow. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the game at Old Trafford under the floodlights. Hopefully we can get another routine victory and keep the momentum going and building that confidence going into the Manchester derby, because that is a big game. And even though Jose Mourinho doesn't want to say it publicly, and he hasn't said it in his press conference, that he has one eye on that Manchester derby, we've all got one eye on that Manchester derby. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit flat tomorrow. But with him making changes to the team and with him bringing players in that will hopefully be on the fringes trying to get into that first team, there should be a reaction in terms of performance, and you would hope the performance levels do not drop and United get the win. Anyway guys, thank you for joining us here live on AdamMcKola TV. Remember, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We've just hit 43,000 subscribers, so thank you all for subscribing if you've already done that. But if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50k ASAP. And if you're watching this back and you're not watching it live, then thank you for watching anyway. But hit that notification button, because if you do enjoy getting involved with the live streams, then you'll get a notification when we do go live. Anyway, before we go into the further debate, I am going to jump into the comments right about now as well. We've got over 100 people watching. We've got a few likes on the stream as well. So thank you to you guys that have already liked it. If you've liked it, tell me you've liked it and I'll probably give you a shout out if I see your name. If I don't see your comments, I do apologise. I'll try to get around to as many as possible. Remember, we're talking Man United against CSKA, but also an update that Manchester United have been drawn in the FA Cup third round at home against Championship side Derby County. So we've got a favourable home draw against Derby County. Now, of course, another opportunity to maybe rest players after that festive fixture list comes in, because games are going to be coming thick and fast. We've got about 9 games in 26 days coming up. So loads of games coming up for Manchester United and loads of opportunities for different players to get minutes on the pitch. Paul Pogba, at least that's the name in the comments, has just liked the video. BDL, says Jack Steels. Jack Knopf says we must win tomorrow, need to keep the momentum going. Yash has liked the video. Human Super has also liked the video. Manvia says Rashford to play in this game. Sporting Stories, thank you very much. Res Martial, question mark, says Alex Thompson. Maybe, just maybe, he has started in the last 5 games for Manchester United, which is a very good run. It's probably his best run under Jose Mourinho. So with that being said, wouldn't be surprised if he does get a rest tomorrow. Dan R. White, thank you very much. I appreciate you, mate. Liked, what about Luke Shaw? Who said that? Marstar's back in the comments. Mr. Steve-O's back in the comments. Tesso is back. He thinks it's going to be a Pogba McTominay midfield. It was Hibba and Titan that were asking, or Titan that were asking about Luke Shaw. Now, Jose Mourinho did speak about Luke Shaw in his press conference, and what he said about Luke Shaw was that he was fighting and he was aiming to get an opportunity in the team. Jose will give him a chance very, very soon, and hopefully he gets an opportunity, because look, I know we've been here, done that, said it all with Luke Shaw, and he hasn't had many opportunities this season. He's only played in 2 Carabao Cup games, and from the outside looking in, because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, it doesn't look like he has much of a future at Old Trafford under Jose Mourinho, because he's been fit for a while, as far as we're concerned, but he hasn't been playing. Now, why is that? We don't know. Is it because he's not up to fitness in terms of Jose Mourinho's eyes? Is it because he's tactically not up to scratch in terms of Jose Mourinho's eyes and he's working on him in training? I don't know. But if that was the case, then surely you've got to bring him in to show him, 10 minutes, 15 minutes here, there or everywhere. But he's not been even getting that. He's not been getting anything. So you have to ask whether he's going to be here and whether this is just Jose Mourinho keeping his price up. But I want to see Luke Shaw getting an opportunity. He's tweeted and he's posting a picture on Instagram of how he's looking forward to the game tomorrow. And you don't normally get that from him. So maybe he knows something that we don't. And he's going to be involved, whether that's from the start or from the bench. I don't know. But I would love him to start. I really would. I want to see Luke Shaw playing for Manchester United. Because if he's playing week in, week out under Jose Mourinho, then I have no doubt that it's because his form has returned. And if we get a Luke Shaw playing at a top form, then we've got one of the best left backs in the Premier League. But can we rescue that from him? Has Jose seen anything in him? I don't know. And that's why we need to see him on the football pitch. If we don't, then he's probably going to leave in January. Let's be honest. Jones back in training, says Anthony Martial. Jonesy is back in training, and that's great news for Manchester United as well, because Phil Jones has been fantastic when he's been fit for Manchester United. I think he started the first 10 or 11 Premier League games, which was amazing considering his injury record. And then he's taken an injury, and he took some stupid amount of injections playing for England, and it just wasn't warranted in a friendly. And whether that's their medical staff or his decision as an adult, it needs to be taken into question. And to see that from Phil Jones was disappointing. But now he's back and he's fit. We haven't got international football until March. Keeping him fit will be great, because when he's playing, and he's been playing well this season, he's been in form. And having a good Phil Jones in Manchester United's defence means our defence is stronger. So it's great to see Phil Jones back, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him involved in some capacity tomorrow. Stephen Thompson thinks Luke Shaw is gone now, which is a shame. Marstar says she hopes Luke Shaw gets a chance to prove for himself. He can improve our squad. Any Bayi news says Hibbert, nothing at the moment. Would you give Twanzebe a chance, says Alex Thompson. I would love to see Axel Twanzebe given a chance. Whether he does or not, I'm not too sure. But it would be nice to be seen come off the bench or something like that. Aditya thinks Shaw should leave for his benefit. Rest, Valencia, Jones, Young, Smalling, Matic, Martial, De Gea, says Ines. I agree with a lot of those, but Jones hasn't played recently, so why would we be resting him? Tian wants to see Axel getting given a run out next to Pogba. Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't going to be involved for Manchester United tomorrow either, which is disappointing. But the news coming from Jose Mourinho is that it's because he's at a different stage of his recovery now, where he's got to build up the muscle in himself. He's obviously come back. He hasn't been fully firing. He's played a few minutes here and there, and he's just undergoing another stage of his recovery. So we're not rushing him back, which is good to hear. I hope he hasn't suffered a setback, and Jose is just covering it up by saying that. It'd be a shame if he did suffer a setback, but it doesn't look that way. The way he was playing, it looked like he was fine, and maybe it's just a case of him building up an extra stage in his fitness. Having a Zlatan Ibrahimovic back in tip-top condition is better than having a half-arsed Zlatan Ibrahimovic, because we don't need to rush him back at this moment in time. We've got Romelu Lukaku playing up top. Now, I know Romelu Lukaku has been in for a lot of criticism, and I feel sorry for Romelu Lukaku in a sense, because yes, he's missed a few gilt-edged opportunities over the last couple of weeks, but nevertheless, he's still our top goal scorer with 12 goals. And in the last couple of weeks, particularly at Watford and Arsenal, two very, very difficult away games for Manchester United that we managed to come out with 6 points, and I'm delighted with that. Any other stage in the season, you'd think 4 points from those two games would be reasonable, but to get 6 points out of those two games was fantastic. And what I like about Manchester United this season as well, actually, let me go back to Romelu Lukaku, and I'll come back to this point in a bit. Romelu Lukaku's performance in terms of his all-round play has been absolutely fantastic. He's got a few assists here and there. He was involved in, I think, 2 or 3 of the goals that Manchester United scored against Arsenal. He was involved in a couple against Watford as well. But the first time pass to Jesse Lingard for the 3rd goal, his involvement in the goal that Antonio Valencia scored as well, his involvement for Jesse's 1st goal too, he was involved in every single goal. He's not shying away from the ball. He's hassling defenders, hurrying them all over the pitch. Now, there's been a few times when it's been disappointing. Should have buried that run. Or you should have done better there, Ron. But while he's out of form, at least he's still showing for the ball. At least he's still getting involved. At least he's still playing his part in goals. Because that's what we need from him if he's not scoring. We can't afford to have passengers on the pitch. And he's not a passenger. People speaking about him like he's only provided goals this season. In the last couple of weeks, he's definitely come into his own. When he was scoring goals for Manchester United, you could maybe argue that at some times he was not playing well in the games. And then he was popping up with the goal. But now he's playing well in the games all round. But then when that opportunity comes, he's missing it. Of course, you want to marry the two together and get him doing both. But you can't criticise him completely for his overall performances at this moment in time, I think. Aditya says, how much is my season ticket? Why does everyone ask this? You could check these things out on the internet. But it's 700 quid plus home cup games. Like, we got drawn against Derby today, so we'll have to pay an extra 30 odd quid for that game. And Champions League games, etc. So that's the way it works. But it's initially £700. Anyway, what I was saying was, Watford and Arsenal were 2 games that we lost last season. And this season we've improved on those results. And we've done that a lot this season. I'm going to take you back. So Brighton, Newcastle, we obviously didn't play last season. Chelsea, we lost there last season. We lost there this season. Alright. Tottenham, we beat at home last season. We beat at home this season. Take that out of the equation. Okay. So then you're looking at Liverpool. We drew there last season. We drew there this season. Same result. Crystal Palace, we beat them last season. We beat them this season. Alright. Southampton. I'm sure we lost there last season, I think. Or at least, let me see. At least we drew. One sec. We drew there last season against Southampton. And then we beat them this season. So we bettered our result from last season. So that's 2 points better off in that game. 3 points better off in the Arsenal game. 3 points better off in the Watford game. We've matched everywhere else. We drew against Everton at home last season. We beat them this season. That's 2 points better. Stoke away, we lost there last season. We drew there this season. That's a point better. Leicester at home, we beat them last season, beat them this season. Swansea away, we lost last season, didn't we? And we won this season. So we were 3 points better off this season as well against Swansea. And with West Ham, we drew against them at home last season and we beat them at home this season. So there's been games where we've improved on our records from last season. And that's been great to see as well. Sorry, Swansea, we won there in both seasons, so we didn't improve in that one. But like you can see, there's been about 4 or 5 games this season where Manchester United have bettered the results from last season. And that's what we need to see. Last season, we were drawing some games, we were losing some big games, and we were disappointed. And we were thinking next season we have to get it right in these home games. And we've been doing that. And we managed to go to Arsenal, who, look, we know Arsenal are shit, this, that and the other. They're not going to win the league. All that being said, they're still a very good side. Like, in terms of a title race, they're shit. But they're still a very good side. And at home, got a very good record. They had a very good record there recently. And they had a very good record against Man United. Before this game, we'd won 1 in 6. So, when you're looking at all that, to go there and beat them was a very, very good result. And it came when the chips were down. This week, the chips were down for Manchester United. Manchester City, yes, they beat Southampton. They beat Huddersfield coming behind. They beat Southampton from 1-1 late on. They beat West Ham from coming behind. Whatever, it's frustrating to see that happen. But in every single one of those games, we would have expected Manchester City to win. And Manchester United knew one tiny slip up and we were fucked. 11, 14 points we could have been behind them after this week. And going into the derby, yes, we could have won it and closed the gap. But imagine closing the gap to 11 points and it's just December. It would have been demoralising. And whilst you couldn't have said, oh yes, the title's definitely over with 5 months to go, it would have been a long, long way back. And whilst you can't win the league at these times, you can lose it. And this week has been fantastic for United. But the important thing is we've got to keep it going into that Man City game. And that means starting with CSKA Moscow at home. Even if we change the side, we have to keep going. We have to keep going with the same level of performance and commitment. We can't be getting lazy. Against Basel, we should have been 3-4-0 up in the first half. Second half, took our foot off the gas and we got beat. That's not what you want to see. Because this game should be a throwaway. We should be able to rest everybody. Nevertheless, we're still in a very good position, and I can't complain about the Champions League. Hero Pogba says he's confident against Man City, more so than the Arsenal game. Would you start with Martial or Rashford for the derby, says Hamza. It depends how Rashford performs against CSKA. He has been out of form recently, although at home he's made a few fantastic assists. I think in terms of goal scoring form and just general form, he's maybe been just below Martial. So Martial would probably be saying, I deserve to start if it's one or the other. But I can't complain with him starting at all, because I absolutely love him. The FIFA videos, Alex, will be up this week. I'm going to upload 2 this week, 1 midweek and 1 on Friday. Paul Wade says we are a much better side this season so far. All the players are playing for each other, much more organised. Thank Jose. Totally agree with you there, mate. Martial's an in-form player, says Anthony Martial, funnily enough, in the comments. Hopefully Bailly fit to start against Man City, says Hero. No one cares who's on Skype. Abhishek, I really don't care, mate. That was not a scrape versus West Ham. They honestly raised their game in the second half and West Ham couldn't deal with it. Don't be fooled. Tesso, I didn't say they scraped it against West Ham. I didn't. Lukaku has worked his arse off in the past few games, says Sam Knight, agreeing with what I said earlier. Thank you very much, Sam, for your comment, and thank you very much for watching. Carrick or Ander, who do I prefer, says Ali. Come on, mate. I like both of them. At this moment in time, you have to put Herrera above Carrick, but Herrera's out of form at the minute, and Carrick hasn't played at all. So hopefully Carrick can make a fast recovery. I'm not sure when Bush comes up. I wasn't in the Bush today, but Full-Time Devils were, but I'm not sure when the video's up. I'm sure it'll be up tonight, though. Producer Chris will be working at it if it isn't up already. What happened to Ibra? I heard he's out at tomorrow's game as well, says Gov. Yes, he is out at tomorrow's game, but Jose Mourinho didn't seem too worried by it. He seemed to think it was just normal and that it was part of his process in terms of returning, to just have a bit of time out. Trust me, Aaron. SK says any other season the title would be ours. Title could be ours this season. Don't give up on it. If we beat City, and if is a big if, they're a very good team at this moment. They're in form and they're digging out results. But I think against West Ham, against Southampton, they showed flaws in their side, and Jose will be confident in getting a result, especially at home with our crowd behind us. I think it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. But when you take into consideration everything, if we can win that game, it's very much back on. 5 points is fuck all, particularly with us having to play them at their ground as well. If you can beat them again, that's 2 points. So it's a draw. You know what I mean? Couple of draws. So you can't write the title off yet. If they beat us on the weekend, it's going to be a long way back, but you can't be thinking of that yet until they do it. Sika Jardi says this, and I absolutely agree with it. Everyone writing us off against City, I fucking love it. Anyway, let's talk about this game coming up. CSKA Moscow against Manchester United. Big game for Manchester United in terms of we want to get through this unscathed, no injuries. We want to get through this. 3 points preferably to win 5 out of 6 in the Champions League. It's not too shoddy. Get 3 points, get through it unscathed. Nice clean sheet for Romero. Happy days. Will we do that? Not too sure. Now, the last couple of times we've played CSKA Moscow, we've got a very good head-to-head against them. In the last 5 games, stretching back to 2009, we've won 3 out of 5 and we've drawn 2. So they haven't beaten us recently. Now, of course, that could change. But at home against this lot, CSKA haven't been... Actually, where are they standing in the group? They've still got a chance of getting through. Now, Basel have got... who are sitting second at the moment. They've got Benfica away. Benfica haven't picked up any points this season. So Basel will be going there confident of 3 points. So that could write CSKA off straight away. But they've still got a slight hope of finishing second. If Benfica switch it on, beat Basel, and CSKA can get a point, they're qualified. So CSKA are going to be coming looking for a result. So we can't afford to go into this game thinking, it's going to be a piece of piss, this. We're going to win this game. We've beaten 3 out of the last 5 times. We beat them on their patch 4-1. It's going to be a piece of piss. We can't be thinking that at all. We cannot be thinking that. Mickey has been shite, says Abhishek. Rashford should start, says Aladdin. Do you mean against CSKA or against Man City? 160 people watching now and 91 likes. Get hitting that like button, guys. Get hitting that like button. Make sure you're smashing that so we can hit 100 likes minimum while we're live. Now I'm going to go and get my team up for you guys too. This is my predicted lineup for the game. So I've gone with Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof and Luke Shaw in the back four. I don't know why I picked Valencia. Maybe I should have picked Darmian. But we know with Jose Mourinho, he's probably going to pick Valencia. Because Valencia's a tank. He's always fit. He can always play. And he's been rested a few times recently. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Valencia start. But I wouldn't mind seeing him rested. Romero in goal. Jose Mourinho has already confirmed that. Smalling, Lindelof at centre-half. Shaw at left-back. That's what I've gone with. That's what I want to see. But Jose could think to go with 3 centre-halves if he starts Luke Shaw. Because then that gives Luke Shaw a little bit of protection. Gone with Pogba and Fellaini in the midfield. And Mata ahead of them. Now I've just seen a comment from Manvia saying he'd rather see Herrera over Fellaini. Now I can see why you would say that. But what we've got to remember is Herrera has played minutes recently. Fellaini hasn't. We've got a derby coming up at the weekend. We need to get Fellaini fit. If Fellaini's not injured and he's available for this game, play him. Because we need him for the derby. Let's be honest. We've got no Paul Pogba. We need someone that can rough it up. It's a Manchester derby. He's got a decent record against City. So I want to see Fellaini get some minutes. He can't go into the derby just cold, can he? Mata ahead of them. He's been out of the team recently. I want to see Mkhitaryan come back in. Marcus Rashford come back in. Can he get a goal ahead of the derby? Take that with him into it. And the same for Big Red fucking Rom. Obviously, before Jose Mourinho said Zlatan Ibrahimovic was out, I had Zlatan Ibrahimovic in my team. But I've now put Lukaku in. And I don't mind Lukaku starting. Maybe play him for 45 minutes. Hope he gets a goal. Jose, though, may opt to rest Romelu Lukaku. Because with Pogba suspended for that game, do you really want to be risking Romelu Lukaku? Imagine we go into that game without Rom, without Pogba. It would be awful. It would be disastrous. Abhishek thinks Daley Blin's going to start. Hamza says when is Bailey back? I'm not too sure. I'm hoping he's back for City. Fellaini can't start. He should be the super sub, says Rohit. The reasons I've picked Fellaini is because he needs minutes under his belt before the derby. Do you guys think he should maybe come off the bench then for 30 minutes? Tesso likes the team. Why doesn't Mourinho give Lukaku a rest, says Masai. With Zlatan out, can we give Lukaku a rest? We could put Rashford up top and then put Mickey and whoever else behind him. Mickey, Mata, and then McTominay starts behind them with Fellaini just ahead of Pogba and McTominay. That could be a possibility. Lingard should rest for City. Could come on for 20-15 minutes. I agree we should rest Lingard for City. Play Lingard against City. Maybe you'll play Rashford against City as well. Get a lot of, fucking speed going at them. Funny feeling. Blind for sure and Darmian for Valencia. Rest of the team spot on, says Sika Diardi. I wouldn't be surprised if Valencia not start as well. As soon as I read out my team, I thought Valencia's probably not going to start. Why have I said that? But it's too late now. He is in my team, so I'm sticking with it. I did nail the team selection for the game against Arsenal. I went with a 3-4-1-2. I went with Lingard, Lukaku and Martial. A lot of people said, why have you put Lingard in there? Lingard starts in bags too. Happy days. Let City try to play around us, but we'll smash them through with Rom and Martial on the counter, says Sam. Rest Lukaku. Adichia troops did not come on the fan cams. Hero thinks Lukaku is going to bag a hat-trick against CSKA Moscow. Hopefully it's in the first half and then we take him off at half-time, resting him up for Manchester City. But yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Youngi's key for the derby, says SK. Rashford hasn't scored in a while. Hopefully tomorrow he will, says Rafai. Yes, hopefully he will. I think Lukaku is trying too hard. I would put Twanzebe in for Smalling. Lukaku to score 3 goals against CSKA. It says Hero. All Pereira's fault, would be playing now, says Dubsy to Dubsy. He is playing at the moment though, to be fair, but I do agree with you as well. It would be nice to see Axel Twanzebe tomorrow, Gov. Do you really think we can beat City? So then Doja, yes, I do. I wouldn't go to the game if I'm just that given up on hope with Man United. I will always believe Man United can beat anybody at home on any given day, any given Sunday, as the old film title goes. But on a serious note as well, we're in form, they're in form, but we can do it. We're in very good momentum at the moment. We need to keep it going. Man United says, do you use Facebook? Yes, you can search facebook.com/AdamMcKola and hit the like button on my page if you want. Excuse me, a little bit of wind there. Apologies. Denchman, how you doing? Johnny, how you doing, mate? Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Lukaku scored 2 and Rashford 1, he says. Please, Lukaku score against Moscow and City, says Irfan. I reckon he's got a goal in him for that City game, you know. I reckon Lukaku's going to bag against City. Just saying. Has Rashford played in every single game this season, mate? I did not realise that. That's an absolute class one. I think he'll start tomorrow, so he'll keep his run going. And he'll definitely play a part in the derby if he's not injured, whether that's from the bench or starting. So I think he'll keep it going this week if he's not doesn't pick up an injury, which fingers crossed it doesn't. Guys, can we get your predictions in for the CSKA Moscow game? Stop talking about the derby now. Right then, guys. Man United against CSKA Moscow. Jose Mourinho has confirmed Romero and Pogba will start. Matic will be given a rest, as will a couple of other players. Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't going to be involved tomorrow. Phil Jones is back in training. Wouldn't be surprised to see him start. And I don't know why I picked Valencia in my team. He'll probably be given a rest. But I'm hoping to see Luke Shaw given some minutes. He's been posting on Instagram and Twitter like he's going to start or be involved at least. And Jose said something like he'd be involved soon. So fingers crossed on that one. If he doesn't get involved tomorrow, I've lost all hope indeed. Mata is hopefully going to return to the starting lineup tomorrow as well. I've missed that guy. I absolutely adore Juan Mata, and it'd be great to see him in the starting lineup again. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few changes, but to be fair, we do need to see those changes as well, because big game coming up at the weekend, and whilst we want to keep the run going, want to make sure we got top spot and no miracles are going down, all that stuff, CSKA Moscow will be up for this game. They know if Benfica beat Basel, a point for them gives them second place and they stay in the Champions League. So they're going to go for it. They know they've got Europa League football guaranteed regardless of what happens. So they're going to go for it. And United need to be wary of that. So we need to play well. We need to be at the races. But of course we need to keep one eye on the Manchester derby. And I think our team selection will show exactly that. But 4 wins out of 5 so far. We're putting ourselves in a strong enough position to be able to do this. And with the squad we've got some players knocking on the door that should be looking to play well. To tell Jose, fucking play me in the Manchester derby or play me very, very soon, because we've got loads of games coming thick and fast. Anyway, guys, can we hit 150 likes before we tune out? We've got around 30 to go to that. We've got around 200 people watching, so I'm sure we can. I'm going to read out some of your predictions before I give you my prediction. And I love my subscriber count is like a mirror image. It's 43134 at the moment. We've had a few new subscribers, so thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed, bang that button right now. It's going to be a draw, says Abood. 2-1 Rashford and Lukaku, says Calvin. Luke Shaw braces Tesso. 3-0 Lukaku, hat-trick. Pogba, 2 assists, says Hero Pogba. We are beating them at their own soil, 4-0. So it's going, I think it was 4-1, but yes, Aladdin. John saying 3-0. Paul Pogba saying, alright, we don't need Goretz. That's fine. Give me your prediction, mate. That's all I want to know is your prediction. United to win 3-0, says Stephen Smart. Fellaini fits as Ekbar. Hopefully so. Love to see Shaw play well and Lukaku score. Perfect to go into the derby with, says Denchman Joe. Josh Jerry says 2-0, as does Justin, but Justin says Pogba will get a brace. 4-1 for Lukaku braces. Huh? Like the video and subscribe, says Denchman Joe. 3-0 says Matthew. Zlatan says 4-1. It's going to be comfortable. Manvir says 3-1. Gov Bandicoot says, yeah, 13 starts and 10 sub appearances for Rashford in 23 games. Have City even played a top team yet? They've played a few, to be fair to them. And if we score early, it could be a demolition. They might black out, says Aditya. I'd love to watch that. I'd love it to be a nice, relaxed, comfortable victory at home going into the Manchester derby. My score prediction for this game is as follows. Manchester United 3, CSKA Moscow 0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. Be nice to see Sergio Romero keep a clean sheet. And it'll be nice to see Manchester United get a comfortable win to keep our home record going. We've got a very, very good home record this season. Old Trafford's a fortress. Let's not let that record slip in a silly game like this. It'd just be typical, wouldn't it, if we just let that record go now in a silly game that we should be winning and definitely not losing. So come on, Reds. Let's beat these lot. I'm going 3-0. Let me know what you guys are thinking if you're watching this live. Thank you very much for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV. And if you're watching this back later on, thank you very much for getting involved. You're all absolute legends. Whether you're a new subscriber, old subscriber, or you're about to hit that subscribe button now, thank you very much for being a part of youtube.com/AdamMcKola. I've got such a busy week coming up. So listen to this. This is how it's going down this week. Tuesday, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get a FIFA video tomorrow, maybe. Or that might be Wednesday. You're going to get definitely reaction from CSKA Moscow tomorrow. Then Tuesday or Wednesday, you're going to have a FIFA video. You're going to have the CSKA Moscow vlog. And then Wednesday, I'm at a special Adidas Predator event where I'll also be making content at that Adidas Predator event as well. I'm captaining a team down there. There's loads going on. It's going to be a great day. I'm going to make some content while I'm there. So we'll have content from that coming on Thursday and during the weekend as well. Then on Friday, we've got the Manchester United, Manchester City, the derby preview. Then we've got the FIFA video. Then Saturday, we're going to have more. Maybe I'm going to do like a top 5 Manchester derby theme, top 5. Something like that is going to come up as well. Maybe I don't know what day. But it's going to be so much content coming up this week. You're not going to know what's hit you. So make sure you're keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. You're all absolute legends and I appreciate every single last one of you. Anyway, guys, I've been AdamMcKola. That is my predicted team. My predicted score is 3-0. Get yours in the comments below. I'm AdamMcKola. I need a drink. I'm out of here.